Hey there guys, we're hitting legs tonight. Nice little night session, knock it out. I'm actually 3 days, yeah, I can't believe I'm saying that. 3 days from surgery, and after that, I will not be able to lift for 6 weeks. I know I'm unwell. It's really kind of stressing me out, but I want to get in a couple of good lifts before it's time for that day. We're going to start off with our warm-up, and we're changing things up this time around and doing a lower body foam rolling routine. Now, I know a lot of people look at foam rolling for recovery, but it can also have great benefits for a warm-up, increasing blood flow to the muscle, releasing muscle tension, and just priming the range of motion for the exercises you will do. And we will conclude the warm-up with just walking lunges. I love just doing these on a leg day, taking a tempo nice and slow, going throughout the range of motion and getting ready for that work ahead. First up, we have a vertical leg press machine. This is one of my favorite style leg presses. It can look a little scary, but just of course be careful with how much you load as you get used to using this machine as opposed to a regular leg press machine. As always, if you want to hit more of this hamstrings, I'm putting my feet towards the front of the plate. If I wanted to make it a little bit more quad dominant, I would move it towards the back of the plate. However, this machine in particular, I prefer to bias more of the hamstring recruitment for a leg press. A lot of the sets today, I'm just feeling out how many reps I can push myself to do, and going until I'm a couple of reps shy of not having great form, aka going into like that failure state. So that's a great tip. If you're trying to grow muscle, I wouldn't stick to just always worrying about I need to hit 12 reps. Like, how many quality reps can you move with solid weight and through a good range of motion before you start to go into failure? Next up, we have hip thrust on the Booty Builder. This is one of those machines, because it is a load that is on cables, it keeps a lot of constant tension. Also, like, that it's just easy to set up and I don't have to fuss around with barbells. Okay, so one thing I will do, I know I record for content, but I'll also look at my form and see how I can make things better. I definitely noticed like my range of motion on the last few reps doing those hip thrusts weren't where I wanted to be. Also, this machine in particular to me is way more challenging with lower weight compared to like doing a traditional barbell hip thrust or Smith machine hip thrust. So if you have like one of those booty builders, you're gonna want to try it. So I dropped the weight. We're gonna go again for the same number of reps, just better form from beginning to end. So yes, even I have to go back and remind myself the form has to be like spot on. Not that I wasn't getting some good recruitment, but my goal is growing my glutes to that. So yeah, no half-ass reps. Now, before that little chit chat, you did see the first set of these hip thrusts. This is the second one. I dropped the weight because I knew I needed to work on the recruitment and my muscle connection and pushing that good form versus trying to move a lot of weight. And luckily, loading with the cables keeps that tension on the muscle, so you're good there. Another thing you could do is tweak the form ever so slightly, where at the top of the movement, you actually are continuing it by pushing through your entire foot onto the balls of your feet or the toe area of your feet in order to get further range. So we're going to talk about Bulgarian split squats in case you're still acting like you're allergic to do them. One big thing, you're sitting on the edge of the bench when you get ready to set up, extend your working leg out so that way you can like step into it and get like the perfect distance. So you'll just go up here, pop your leg back, just resting that toe, and then you're just descending down. Like if your shoes are causing you any issues, just do them with your socks. Like even for me, I don't love doing them in my Converse, but I can make it work. But if that's uncomfortable for you, wear some clean socks. I really forgot how many reps I did too. I'm so bad. But again, make sure you get ready to set up, step into it. As you see these Bulgarian split squats from the side view, pay attention to where my knee is on the working leg and my shin. Nothing is driving over the working toe, and that's how I'm keeping it glute biased. So you may see people holding the weights differently whenever they're doing Bulgarian split squats. That's the cool thing. You can kind of customize it and make it challenging in different ways. That's also why I love them. You can also add a little twist into it, but I wouldn't do that if you are not already mastering doing them as is. Now when it comes to dumbbells, you can hold like a goblet, just one. That's really great. I like that one. You can hold them above, like loading up at the shoulders, hold them down at your sides, on the inside of the working leg, on the outside of the working leg. The other thing is do them with a Smith machine. Those are real deadly, or like a preloaded barbell. If you want to like have, it's kind of fussy to get it up, but if you want to, you can. Usually I'm doing it with dumbbells or a Smith machine. If you want a little bit more depth, you can put a plate underneath your foot or like a little step up. So many different ways you can make this more challenging for you, and it can grow with you as you progress. I love Bulgarian split squats. I know people may think I'm crazy for saying that, but it's just such an effective exercise for like total leg. And also you can shift the weight, either lean more forward and sit back to get more glute, or a little bit more upright, driving the knee forward for more quad. So again, slice and dice it how you want to. Stop running away from them if you are. We're moving into another Anissa favorite, which are the single leg deadlifts. I love these. These can be a little bit advanced, so if you don't have that strength build up quite yet, you could do B stance. However, with these, I single-handedly swear that they help me bring up my hamstrings so well, not only from like the development and aesthetics, but also just overall strength. Pay attention to my range of motion. I know that when I reach down, I do go a little bit deeper. I do have slightly longer arms, but also if my lower back was getting involved, so if you do this and you feel your lower back, pay attention right now. Do not reach that far down. You're just going to stop a little bit lower than like your knee area. feel the stretch in your hamstrings and bring it up. And you still want to think of pushing your hips back, and you'll feel also a little glute. I am also going to go in with some single leg hamstring curls to really isolate it further. You could actually split this exercise up and maybe add in the Bulgarian split squats in between them, but I have quite a high tolerance for hamstring workouts, so this is totally fine. Now, when I tell you I was so happy to see the Cybex multi-hip as an addition to the gym, because I have been wanting to try this forever since I love Cybex equipment. This will work overall hip extension and flexion, so everything from your glutes to your abductors, your adductors, and also your hip flexors. This would be in replacement of using a cable machine to do this. I just like playing around with the different ways a machine can load the weight on you. And still, this does involve a cable pulley system, so you're keeping a good amount of tension as you are doing the movement. I also think it's a little easier to load at a heavier weight for me personally, but it did take a little getting used to using this one. I've only used it for the glute focus, as I am trying to mostly work on glute max. I don't really need to have more adductors or abductors at all, and I could possibly use it for a little bit more hip flexor strength in the future, but today was all about the glutes. How bad I'm listening. Oh my goodness, this has been fun. I love like the gyms that really bring out the endorphins, the sweat. I feel amazing, and I hope you enjoyed me sharing my workouts with you. If you hung out to the very end, we worked out glutes, so we got to throw the peach emoji on there, or just hit a little nice strong arm if you're feeling nice and strong and feeling this energy, these endorphins coming through the screen. But other than that, hang out with you all later on. Wish me luck in my surgery, and I will see you through the recovery journey and hopefully another road to the stage before the end of the year. I'm cheering you on, so cheer me on too. Bye.